The views and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the assumptions, views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host and guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. In addition, all copyrighted material is used without permission and will be removed with notification from the rightful owners or their agent. So there.
You found the Taxi Stand Hour.
Over.
On Radio TFI.
Join the conversation. You can reach the guys at 754-800-CHAT. 754-800-2428. On Twitter at Taxi Stand Hour. From a payphone, call collect.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
And good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard. You're listening to the Taxi Stand Hour on Radio TFI and on the Radio TFI streaming network. From the ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com studio in St. Paul, Minnesota, I'm John Shannon. And over there in Queens, New York, in the glistening Radio TFI Executive Tower, it is the one and only Ed Van Ness. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, kids and kittens. We trust you've had a fine and fantastic week. It's a beautiful day here on the 115th floor of the Radio TFI Executive Tower, as John stated, in beautiful Queens, New York, represented by the one, the only, the ever adorable AOC. It's been another quiet week for yours truly. As we wait for the strike to work itself out. We got a few things done this week, a couple things I want to talk about. Well, I can't talk about because after we do the stock market report, I'm not saying a word today because Bill and John made fun of me. This is what they want, and this is what they're going to get.
Oh, well.
So enjoy it now, kids and kittens, and let's put everybody out of their misery right now, because this is what you want, isn't it, John?
Oh, you know it.
And to make you happy, as always. It's the Radio TFI Market Watch, brought to you by Pete and Tony's down by the highway. Where we closed the week at $43.52, up $1.53. Lift closed the week at $10.26, down 19 cents. You can't buy chips with that lunch now. Tesla closed the week at $260.40, up 24.14. This has been the Radio TFI Market Watch. And now I'm going to shut up on my mouth because this is what they want. But first, from you know who he is.
Well, let's see how well this works, because Vegas won't even take odds on this. John, this will last about 10 minutes, I think, because we can taunt him until he goes.
No,
wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, he'll
Look
just
at
go
him.
by.
Yeah, that's it. I have the right to remain silent. Listen to this.
Let me see if you can hold your breath for 15 minutes. Oh my! Well, guys, boy, I tell you, this it seems like after the arraignment there of one Donald John Trump, they it just seemed like all of a sudden all the air went out of the balloon. It hadn't been a whole lot really going on. I mean, it was. I think it was kind of anticlimactical. Everybody was expecting this big drama shit show there from Trump after he was arraigned. He was a good boy. He was a good boy in court. So
Well, I think somebody's threatening to hold a hammer over his head, tell him to shut the hell up. Because every time he says something, he admits to another crime.
But now, have you heard? This doesn't count, by the way.
Oh, I was wondering.
Have you heard about the beautiful mind theory where he knows?
Oh, yes, I saw that.
So Radio TFI, the Taxi Stand Hour, we have obtained exclusive audio of former President Donald Jennifer Trump describing the boxes at Mar-a-Lago. Here it is.
It's mine, you understand? Mine, all mine. Get back in there. Down, down, down. Go, go, go. Mine, mine, mine.
From our correspondent, B. Bunny.
And what was so funny was he was so attached, he would take boxes on Air Force One with him.
Right. And
I mean, I don't, there is a mental issue in there somewhere.
When I heard it, honestly, that's the first thing I thought of was Daffy Duck. Mine, mine, mine. You can't, it's, I know.
But he's taking him aboard Air Force One. That's just, my precious.
Exactly. As well. It's, anyway, yes, he sat in court quietly. I read an article this morning about Jack Smith, and at the arraignment, Smith wanted no bond, no travel restrictions, no restrictions of any kind.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oh, he was daring him to flee.
Well, no, when you stop and think about it, any restriction he would have put on him, bail or whatnot, they would have fought it. It would have delayed.
Oh, of course.
Also, the window for discovery, the prosecution is dumping all their discovery on Tuesday. Not some random Tuesday in September, but this Tuesday, 2 days from today. This way, they can't monkey with this either and keep pushing it off and pushing it off. Smith has got his...
Ed, I don't mean to interrupt you, but... Okay, now it's gone. Somebody was staring in your window. You were having a shadow looking in your window. It was it was. Did you see it, John?
No, I was looking.
Oh, somebody probably walked by. You can't look directly in the. There's a hedge out there. You can't look directly in the window.
On the 114th floor.
Look, it's a very.
Was it Spider-Man?
I can't talk about it.
Okay.
Anyway, so
no, it was Batman.
It was Batman
and climbing up the wall.
That's it.
But anyway, so Smith has got this. He's figured out all his tricks, all of Trump's tricks. And let's keep in mind,
it doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much, but Smith has gotten himself lined up. He's got his, I don't know what they call them, the snipers with their little assistant next to them, reading the wind and all that. And Smith is in no rush to squeeze that trigger.
No.
He got himself all set up. The prey had no outs. And
lock tasers, Mr. Chekhov.
Right. And also understand, Trump's legal team is not going to be on top of this.
What legal team?
Exactly. You've also got his quote unquote lead guy in Miami is also handling the one up in New York. That's two very different cases.
Uh-huh.
And of course there's the Democrats planted them. Huh?
Well, of course they did, because this is all a political issue.
Right.
It's got nothing to do with the crimes.
But you said you didn't have them. Oh, now you do have them. Right. This is what people have to understand. It is about all of this would have been resolved if he'd have just given them back when they asked.
See, I have a buddy down here that said the same thing. He's like, every president has always done this. Every president has done this. And I go, name one. John F. Kennedy had an office in his own house. So I've never heard anything about him stealing documents. The whole problem is when you leave office, the archives has records of everything that was missed or everything that was done. And if something's missing, they're going to request it back. You'd have just said, "Oh, okay, here we go."
Here it is.
Biden and both Pence did. Oh, I'm sorry,
exactly.
I didn't know I had it. Here it is. You had committed a crime.
And you may have seen also in the news, there's listings of people who have done this, been reality winner. One document.
That's all it takes.
One document. She was in jail before you knew it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a list of people, the Rosenbergs. They'd like to have a word with somebody.
Well, good luck with that.
Well, I'm just saying, they got put to death.
Mm-hmm.
You know who prosecuted that case? Roy Cohen, Trump's...
Gee, what a surprise.
Yeah, well, that's who Trump always wants. Where's my Roy Cohen?
Yeah, where's Roy Cohen? He's been dead for 20 years.
Dead, but he wanted somebody that...
Yes, he needs his mafia consigliere.
Yeah.
Now let me run something by you guys real quick. See what you think about this. Supposedly,
yeah, they lost, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Sorry, go ahead, John.
Supposedly, he can't find an attorney anywhere. Nobody that wants to take a shot at a little bit of fame or what have you.
No.
He's going to wind up with a public defender.
Well, that's where I was kind of going with this. But do you think that this is nothing but a stall tactic on Trump's part?
No. With this, I don't think so. Because at a certain point, they're going to tell him, you either lawyer up or we'll try you in absentia.
Well, and again, the argument's been made. We talked about this last week. What attorney, under different circumstances, wouldn't want to represent a former president? Presuming Trump is innocent of all charges. Presuming that. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's use that hypothetical. Who wouldn't want to represent him? Money's not the issue at that point. It's I'm going to go in and defend a former president. And
myself.
Yeah, but it's an undefensible case.
Well, but now we come back into the world of reality, and I don't mean reality winner. And it's an unwinnable case. Let's face it.
No doubt.
It's. Also, Jack Smith has got he's tied the judge that's going to be overseeing this, the Trumpy Cannon. He's tied her hands a little bit too. So. He's got it covered from all angles. But again, why would, and plus the fact that he doesn't pay people. The last attorney he had for, I forget what this guy, he had to get $3 million up front. Sure, I'm happy to defend you. Cash up front. Oh, of course not. Of course not, because look at how many attorneys out there have lost their shirt, their reputations have been ruined, or they went to jail or about to go to jail, disbarred, and all that. How anybody would want to be? I can't believe anybody would take the job. You
just gave a textbook definition of Rudy Giuliani.
He's about to. Did you hear Rudy Rudy claims he's no longer a Yankees fan because the Yankees did Pride Night or something. He says, and you shouldn't follow the Dodgers either because they're doing the same thing. It's like, get over it, please. From a man who's appeared in drag more times. Saturday Night Live, him and Trump. It's on video. Go to YouTube. There's Rudy in full drag, wig, makeup, you name it.
That's why you don't see Rudy at day games. Vampires can't come out in the sun.
There you go. But yeah, so you got to wonder what kind of. Oh, here's another interesting factoid about these federal cases. 98% of them don't go to trial.
No, because you know what the consequences are if you're convicted.
They're pled out. But they also win. They win like 90% of the ones that do go to trial.
But I think this one isn't going to be pled out. It's going to be bled out.
It's going to be bled out. You're not wrong. There's no way Trump takes a deal.
No, because then he admits he was wrong.
That's right. That is absolutely correct, sir.
We're going to have little tiny leeches all over him before the end of the trial.
He'll be dead before the end of the trial.
Well, one could always hope about that, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, thank you, John.
I want my perp walk.
We're never going to get it. Do you know they didn't even take a mug shot?
Well, again, this was all part of what I spoke about earlier. They look. Everybody knows who Trump is worldwide.
Exactly.
You don't need a mugshot per se. There's no point. He's got Secret Service around him. There's no point. Don't give him anything, any little.
No, don't give him any oxygen
that he can use to delay.
Well, and you've noticed that this valet of his, what it is, Walter Nadu or whatever it is, Trump is scared shitless that this guy's going to roll on him.
I don't understand why he hasn't or won't.
I don't know either, other than he thinks that Trump's going to take care of him for the rest of his life. I'm you believe that?
There's a long line of people
that are still waiting.
And even his daughter is not even using the Trump name anymore.
No, I love that.
That's right, because nobody will know who you are.
Well, they had Mary Trump on Lawrence O'Donnell again the other night, and she just has basically said she doesn't like talking about him anymore.
Yeah, you got to remember, Trump also really dissed her father.
Oh, well, of course he did.
When he passed. I mean, he's done it.
He still owes her over $5 million, I think it was, or something like that.
Probably.
I'm sure it's more than that now, but still.
But it's just and look, he's got the other two cases that have to come up yet.
If he doesn't get, and that's a big if, nothing happens on this, he's going to get crucified in Georgia. That case has more. That's just close the book with all the recordings and everything. He's done.
Right. Well, I mean,
as Bill Barr said, he's toast.
He's toast. And Bill Barr was his boy there.
And now you hear him talking trash about Bill Barr.
Yeah, and he's talking trash about everybody now. And don't buy for a second Chris Christie's act. Okay, he was as far up Trump's butt as anybody.
Mm-hmm. When he was actually the first one to come out and endorse him.
Yeah. Back when he thought he was going to be the VP.
Well, but funny how things change with that. I think that Christie has done all he can probably do for Trump. He knows now about Trump that there isn't going to be any money involved for him. There's not going to be any additional fame or fortune or anything like that. So, and let's face it, Christie, when he wants to, can be an evil bastard.
Yeah.
And ask the folks that used the George Washington Bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
And believe me, I've spent time on that bridge when there is no construction, and it's a nightmare.
I was actually in New York for a visit when they were when that was all going down.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, it was just like a day, I think. They didn't.
yeah, exactly. It was
Well, and Johnny's talking about Christie, and so what are we going to do about the sucker fish,
Which suckerfish?
Miss
That's
Lindsay?
It's very quiet. Miss Lindsay has been.
Because she's stuck on his nuts.
Yeah. Cruz popped up in where was the hurricane?
Cancun.
No, he showed up. I saw a video of him today in the poor place that got hit by the tornado.
Ted Cruz.
Go. Well, it's because he had to show his face. People were thinking he was dead.
He pointed an overturned truck, a house that was, and that's it.
And says, tornado bad.
Thank you, Mongo. Thank you, Mongo.
But I mean, come on. Ted Cruz is the biggest dipshit on this planet next to Trump.
Well, again, right there in your state of Texas, it's what's the latest thing I just read today that Abbott, something about overtime. He's doing away with. Oh, I don't have it in front of me. I wish I did. Something about whatever it is he's doing away with. I think it's overtime in certain instances. Basically, the boss can tell you when to work and how much to work, and there's not.
It's about water. It's about water breaks.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Details or
this is news to me. So I mean, but then again, whenever Abbott's face comes on the news, I'm like,
It's something I thought I was gonna download it or get some information here on it, but let me see if I didn't.
Well, I think it's safe to say that
it's another rocket science idea because it came from Greg Abbott.
It's another step towards fascism. And remember, kids and kittens, Antifa is anti-fascism.
Anti-fascism.
That's what we fought World War II about.
I was going to say we should all be proudly part of Antifa.
We are all those boys that landed on Normandy, all Antifa. Every one of them. All those boys in Pearl Harbor, all Antifa. So, it's again, and we've talked about this before, the fact that they're also beholden right now and they're out there running their mouths, and
I'll never understand that. I
don't get it either.
What has made so many people beholden to Donald Trump, and the reason why it all falls on all the social issues. It has nothing to do with taxes or the economy or anything like that. The only reason it was easy to find a job during the Trump era was because of COVID. You could go out and find just about any kind of job you were qualified for and make good money doing it. That would have never happened if it wasn't for COVID.
Right. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'm actually kind of in the middle of doing something prevalent here.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Heading in the same direction, but changing lanes. I read an article this morning blasting the white evangelicals who deserve a good blasting. The article pointed out that for 8 years that President Obama was president, evangelicals did nothing to help him, blasted him, jumped on the whole birthplace thing and all that. And mind you, here's a man that's led a good life. He's happily married, raised a couple of good kids.
That's why they didn't like it.
No scandal. No, there's one reason they didn't like him.
Well, yes, we all know.
But then Trump comes along.
Democrat.
Yeah. Three-time loser in love, a cheater extraordinaire in all facets of life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they embrace this guy. And
I don't get
the hypocrisy of it. Look, I can do a day and a half on the hypocrisy of organized religion in general. But this to me is just the epitome of it. And again, to remind those who may not be aware, if that's your thing, that's your thing. I support it wholeheartedly. Just leave me out of it. Okay, I will guard the door while you go in and pray and
that's it. I'm like, I don't force my beliefs on you. Don't force yours on me.
Right.
You know, we'll get along just fine.
This country was formed with the specific idea of separation of church and state.
Yeah, that was the idea. However,
and the Bible was not written in English. Jesus was not white, if Jesus actually existed. You know, that's another story.
Exactly.
That's another story for another time.
And I'm going to say something to piss off a whole lot of people right now.
Go ahead.
The Bible is nothing but a history book.
It's stories.
Yep.
It's fairy tales. Told by
the Brothers Grimm could have written it.
It's told by people, and every time it was translated, somebody put their own little twist. The language it was translated from didn't have the particular word, a misinterpretation of a word.
Mm-hmm.
There's good moral-based stories there. There's also a lot of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby.
Rock and roll, you bet.
You want to do a movie, man? The Bible that's hot dog.
I think they did that one. Wasn't it Charlton Heston?
Yeah, but they didn't do it now.
No, they didn't do it that way. No.
They look. I'm sorry. You've got to. Still, Edward G. Robinson as Moses.
Okay. Let my people go. Yeah. Yeah, Pharaoh. Yeah.
Jesus.
Hey, you asked earlier here. About Miss Lindsay, and he wasn't totally this last week. This was from last Sunday.
Something. Okay.
Oh yeah, he was talking to George Stephanopoulos, and he wasn't exactly quiet. Hang on for this.
Donald Trump has said repeatedly that he did nothing wrong. Do you believe that?
Well, here's what I believe. We live in an America where if you're the Democratic candidate for president, Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, you can set up a private server in your basement to conduct government business. And when an investigation is had about your activity, no, let me finish.
But you didn't answer the question.
That was ridiculous. Well, yeah, I'm trying to answer the question from a Republican point of view. That may not be acceptable on this show. Yeah.
Me out.
From a Republican point of view.
How about just answer the damn question?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no, let's run off on Hillary Clinton. Isn't that kind of ancient history at this point, dude?
The whataboutism. Uh-huh. Did you do X, Y, and Z? Well, this other person, forget the other person. We're talking about you.
You know, what this really reminds me of, everybody has seen National Geographic and the lemmings running off and that's what the Republican Party is, a bunch of lemmings, and they're just going to run right off into the abyss.
It's mine, you understand? Mine, all mine.
But Trump will not be the lead lemming. He'll stand there right up to the edge and stop and watch the rest of them go over.
Step to the side and his Pied Piper thing.
Right.
Get right up to the edge.
What qualified this schmuck to do what he's doing? Oh, I was a businessman. A failed businessman? I mean, come on. Oh, I was on TV. Yeah, and your show was canceled.
Exactly.
I'll give you a perfect example of this, and I'm going to use Gene Simmons as the example because I followed it when he was on the show because I'm a Kiss fan. Gene Simmons got sold out on that show, and he took the hit to get fired just to get the hell off the show.
Really?
Yeah, he came out and said, he says, I can't stand this guy any longer. And he took the blame for whatever went wrong on that specific thing and made sure he got fired because he said he couldn't do the show any longer.
Yeah, and Gene Simmons, while he's a whore as far as publicity goes.
That's for sure.
I mean, there's nothing this man won't slap a KISS logo on to make $1. I watched his show for a little while, and whenever they would show whenever they would show his office, just mountains of things. Him and Paul Stanley are doing just fine, because they jointly own the KISS thing.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to pass up the opportunity to be on NBC every week, I can see that. And Gene Simmons has also struck me as a no BS kind of guy either.
Well, and I mean, it shows you. Here's the media hound, and he goes, "I can't take this. I'm out.
This is my crack cocaine, but I got to pass.
But I got to pass on this stuff. It's got fentanyl in it."
Well, if you looked at a lot of the people that were, and then it eventually just became Celebrity Apprentice. There was no, a lot of them were people trying to climb their way back into the public spotlight. And they would take, they would C-list on a good day. And he knew that. And I watched a couple of years of that. And at the end, it was all about who had friends with the most money, that could.
Well, exactly.
So, but it's a good story about Gene Simmons. It's, look, the Republicans are where they are. If we can get them out of office on this go round and, do a couple more cycles of rinse and repeat and play whack-a-mole and get them back underground where they belong, then maybe, we can start getting this country back to where it belongs.
Well, I'm going to say it's not necessarily all Republicans. It's the MAGA people.
No, I'm sorry. It's now.
But I'm going to say, yes, I won't argue with you, but I'm going to say we need to get rid of the MAGA people first. That's where that's your starting point.
You know what, Bill? If we were 6 months into this, I'd be okay. You got the MAGAs and you got the quote unquote regular Republicans.
Well, the regular ones are just followers at this point. You got the MAGAs that are leading, and the followers.
They're not doing anything
to stop it.
To stop it. They could have kept Lauren Boebert only won by 546 votes. Okay. MTG didn't win by that much. They're allowing this to happen because you're still voting party lines. Once again, I will no longer ever vote for a Republican. Sorry, you had your chance. I was a bipartisan guy for a long time. Not anymore. Can't do it. John thinks I'm being too strict with my never ever policy. But hey, I ain't got too many election cycles left in me anyway.
I was going to say we ain't got a hell of a lot left.
But the ones I got, I'm going to use judiciously.
No, I totally understand it.
I know you do.
But what am I? I'm sorry, that was a softball pitch.
It's okay.
I'll tell you what, their softball pitch. Just for that, I'm going to give you a little bit of Jack Smith here.
Oh, that's it.
Good afternoon. Today, an indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with felony violations of our national security laws, as well as participating in a conspiracy to obstruct justice. This indictment was voted by a grand jury of citizens in the Southern District of Florida, and I invite everyone to read it in full to understand the scope and the gravity of the crimes charged. The men and women of the United States intelligence community and our armed forces dedicate their lives to protecting our nation and its people. Our laws that protect national defense information are critical for the safety and security of the United States, and they must be enforced. Violations of those laws put our country at risk. Adherence to the rule of law is a bedrock principle of the Department of Justice, and our nation's commitment to the rule of law sets an example for the world. We have one set of laws in this country, and they apply to everyone. Applying those laws, collecting facts, that's what determines the outcome of an investigation. Nothing more and nothing less. The prosecutors in my office are among the most talented and experienced in the Department of Justice. They have investigated this case hewing to the highest ethical standards, and they will continue to do so as this case proceeds. It's very important for me to note that the defendants in this case must be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. To that end, my office will seek a speedy trial in this matter, consistent with the public interest and the rights of the accused. We very much look forward to presenting our case to a jury of citizens in the Southern District of Florida.
In other words, I'm coming after your ass.
There's our hero right there.
That's it. Bed, Bath, and Beyond a Reasonable Doubt.
Jack Smith, ladies and gentlemen, with his announcement 2 weeks ago. We're right on top of things. Right on top of things.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Well, let's face it. This was all last week. We were all all getting all giddy about the fact that he was going to be going to court over this, and to be honest with you, I just didn't have enough time last week to be able to try to put anything together on that video wise. I'm finding, here's the deal, as our illustrious leader here, Mr. Van Ness, is taking care of the audio part of this.
Sorry.
I'm actually.
We told maintenance to get over to your studio and fix that lock, and
it must be the ones that move the boxes.
Well, the problem is he tried to, but the cat's done figured out the lock already. So
exactly.
You were saying, John?
Oh, I tell you, no. Well, I've discovered here the ability to actually, because I always save videos, whether I upload them is an entirely different ball of wax. Well, I found out that I can actually upload a couple of them now because I don't have to worry about my own audio quality.
Yay.
So, no, I'm just telling you.
Did you say yay? Okay.
I don't know what he's talking about. Honestly, I have no idea.
Let him go. Let him go.
The idea of you asked before show if I had any videos, if I had any fresh videos, and I said no, I didn't, which I didn't at the time. So I was actually able to download that upload that onto our server on the fly.
And you weren't aware of that.
Wow. Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's kind of old news. Yeah, that's we've been doing that for.
You the man, dog. You the man.
Quite some time.
Yeah, well, I just learned how to take advantage of it. So
there you go.
You don't like it.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, thank you, John. I think that was
It was most impressive and enlightening.
It's the most of a compliment you're going to get from me, so enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, I figured as much. Something important I did this week. Two very important things I did this week. One was I actually rented John Wick Chapter 4. I've seen the first 3.
I haven't seen any of them.
I'll tell you what, Bill. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. Look, Chapter 4 is almost 3 hours long, and it mostly consists of Keanu Reeves beating the living daylights out of most of the civilized planet. But it's part of the bigger story, and you get wrapped into it. I'm not usually the action movie guy. I mean, I like action movies and all that, but I've seen all the John Wicks, and I've seen them in order. You start with the first one, okay?
Hence the number system.
Yes, but by the time there's a whole world that's explored, and it's fascinating. And now it was worth the $6 I paid to rent it. Also, Manny Petty week.
Oh, there you go.
We got our Manny Petty this week, and
hell, I'm still watching Designated Survivor.
yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what, kids and kittens, if you're looking for, I'm about halfway through season 2 of Only Murders in the Building.
Hadn't heard of that one.
Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez.
Okay.
I'd heard it was great. It is fantastic. If you watch it for no other reason than to know exactly what kind of building I've always wanted to live in here in New York. It is physically the building. No, it's not. No. But like I said, I'm about halfway through season 2, and they've just started season 3. So I'm very the way they've strung it all together is fascinating. They've done a kick-ass job. So if you haven't seen it, if you have Hulu, by all means, block out some time. He's pointing at what's wrong, Bill?
Nothing. Just effing with you.
Thanks. I was on a bit of a roll there.
I thought I'd shut it down for you.
Oh, thanks for bringing that one.
Landing place.
I didn't need a landing place.
You were kind of gliding in there, so
yeah, okay, but I was gliding to a landing. You threw a 400-foot tree in my way. For those of you on the audio, Bill was making all sorts of gestures pointing to his headset and all that, and I thought, maybe, am I still on mute? Because they don't always tell me now when I'm muted. They just kind of
that's the best part of the show.
They just kind of let me go and don't.
There you go.
That's it. Remember I said I was going to stop talking?
I know. I was just going to bring it up. I go, that was 25 minutes ago?
42.
Oh, okay.
42.
By the way, we do have a phone that's available to use if somebody wants to get a hold of us. 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428. If you'd like to weigh in on what we're talking about, or maybe you got something on your mind too. You would like to get off your chest, if you will. Excuse me. We're here for you there, folks. The
Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard.
Exactly. And you can also use the Twitter if you like, just at Taxi Stand Hour. Same thing. We'll accept your commentary. We might even talk about it for a little while. So,
and if you're watching us on the video, why all that information is right there. Our phone number, our Twitter address.
The whole ball of wax, folks.
No, your Twitter addresses. Don't lump me in with that. Just because we wear the same uniform, don't lump me in with you.
By the way, speaking of Twitter, John, is it me? Because I now find I have ads every third or fourth tweet. I go down my timeline and something's promoted. I'm clicking not interested in this ad like 4 million times. Are you finding that?
Block it.
Well, it's just, I guess I should block it, but I mean, it's from 1,000 different places.
Oh,
it's
different.
Gene Simmons.
Yeah, there you go.
What's that?
It's Gene Simmons.
There you go. There you go.
Well, the thing is it's not fair for me because I subscribe to Twitter Blue, and I see very few ads. Very.
John, I have a question. As a Twitter Blue subscriber, does that help you with your Twitmo jail time?
Oh, absolutely not. No, it doesn't.
You don't get a nicer cell, or
No, but
Well,
you get Twitter Blue balls.
You don't get conjunctional visits or conjugal visits, or
No, I ain't gonna say if I got any conjugal visits or not. That's none of your business.
That's none of your damn business, mofo.
No, I think I told you last week what I was actually put into Twitmo for. If
You
probably did, but
slap somebody's hand.
Are you, John? You probably did. John, you probably did, but like you, I don't listen to this show. So
no, I
But
put
just
it on late at night so I can go to sleep.
Moving on.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. I got you. You and I will see each other come the end.
We will.
That's Mr. Simon X to you,
Mr. Simon X. Hey, watch turning on the Golf Channel.
But no, I thought. Now I've been set to get or Twitmo more times than the average person.
You must have your own cell. I mean,
my reputation is starting to precede me here.
Guard, say hello, Mr. Shannon. How are you?
That's it.
That's it. No, my point with that is I still have my original account. One is the one I use now primarily. The one that's on the Twitter Blue is John at John Radio TFI.
John, can I interrupt you for just a second, real quick?
But
please?
you will anyways.
Are we boring you, Ed?
I'm exhausted. Being on vacation it's draining me.
Try being retired. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. They just,
Look, let me address this issue right now. Last night, the neighbors from hell at about 2:30 in the morning in the room directly above my bedroom were dropping, I swear to God, steel balls or weights or something. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, fuck. Oh my goodness. And I think the little kid has the room above me. So I'm like, okay, maybe the kid is up. He's up in the middle of the night. He's can't sleep. He's playing with a toy. And I guess I did manage to fall asleep. I didn't sleep well all night. And at the stroke of noon 01 here on the East Coast, your boy will be back in the Barca Lounger. Out. See ya. When I say see ya today, I'm gonna really mean it.
He doesn't realize that snoring is not made up.
Sorry, it is what it is. I went for years not believing I snored. For years. My ex telling me that I did not believe her until the night I woke myself up.
Yeah, that one will usually scare the crap out of you.
Yeah.
Hello, sleep apnea.
Yeah. You know, I told you well, John knows. I was on that breathing thing for a while. And I stopped using it because I was getting less sleep with it. And honestly, I haven't had any problems since I stopped using it. I don't wake up in the middle of the night except to do what 64-year-old men do in the middle of the night, which is once a night I get up to go to the bathroom. And I think I'm doing well that it's only once a night.
Once a night? Damn, son.
Yeah, I'm like a teenager.
Exactly.
I stopped taking water pills for that very reason. I'll take one. Well, I was getting up 4 or 5 times a night. And there are sometimes when I get up like that, I can't go back to sleep. I did that the other day.
Well, you know you're in trouble when you pee and you turn around and go, "Did I just pee? I gotta pee again."
No, I don't quite have that. Don't have quite that issue. I have to wait about it. I'll get back in bed and about an hour.
Once you get comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to the old man hour.
Exactly. We'd probably draw more listeners with that topic matter.
You never know.
We're all shuffling to the bathroom at 2:30 in the morning, and where's my catheter? That's what I need.
Just you want to sleep through the night? There you go.
Sleep through the night. There you go. It's when I was in the hospital, it didn't dawn on me until days later. I haven't gotten up and actually gone to the bed. I was, again, coming out of the coma and all that. There's a lot of things you're not thinking about. And it just didn't dawn on me till like the third day. Oh, fuck. I haven't. Oops.
Whoa!
You are fine. Wonderful.
Oh, and that was the big one. You went for the gold.
But I didn't play it.
Yeah. We were just so shocked. John and I were both like,
yeah, thanks for playing our game, kids.
Yeah,
Drive safe.
See you later.
See, just to prove I'm not above kicking my own ass.
I'm human too.
I'm a human.
I'm a human.
Anyway, that's.
But do you know who developed that catheter?
I have no earthly idea.
I didn't want to say what the name of it is because I know what you're going to say. The Foley catheter. And don't say Dr. Foley. But it was a Dr. Foley at the University of Minnesota who developed the Foley catheter.
What?
Hell if I know. It was before my time, but he's just the one who developed it.
Don't say the Foley. What's...
I was going to say, do you know who invented the Foley catheter? And you'd have said Dr. Foley.
Oh.
So I just thought I'd cut you off at the knees on that.
I'd have said Mr. Foley, but...
Oh, well, Axel Foley. Okay.
Axel Foley.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. I was Mick Foley.
Yeah. So you're sleeping through the night and going, wow, that's the best whiz I've taken in years.
Again, I wasn't even aware of it for...
You were aware of it when they took that bad boy out, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes, you were.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did you have Niagara Falls after they took it out?
No, but it's like starting a lawnmower. Ed's running around the room for about 30 minutes.
Oh, Ed wasn't running anywhere, let me tell you. Ed didn't... Ed could barely stand at that point. I literally
wait until you see some dumbass not deflate the balloon that holds it in and try to take the catheter out. Been there, done that, seen that, screamed like a woman myself.
Okay.
Now I'm going to jinx myself sure as hell, but I've never had the pleasure.
Not that you're aware of.
No, I've only been put out once.
Was it at the dentist?
No, he had an ACL thing done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that happened. That's a story in itself. When I originally went in for my first ACL surgery, I told them I wanted to be awake for the procedure, so they gave me a local.
You're a freaking moron.
I was curious about it.
Oh, curious. I'd be looking at it on the monitor going, God, that's gotta hurt.
Oh my God, I was fascinated by it. I was fascinated.
Were you going to give them tips?
If I'd have just shut my mouth and not asked so many questions while they were doing it, I'd have probably been fine. whole thing. They said, you're getting a little distracting here. Now we're gonna
shut him up.
Crank the gas.
That's it. That's it. They put a little KQ on in the headphones. I was good to go.
My biggest fear was waking up in the middle of my surgery. That was my biggest fear. Yeah, but they weren't cracking your chest open.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I think
the anesthesiologist will make sure you're.
Yeah, no, actually, I got very friendly with the young man.
You ought to.
I went in a few days before to get some blood drawn and all that stuff that he needed. And he literally had nothing else to do, so he just kind of hung with me while I was making my, doing what he said, I've got no other surgeries today. You're the next one I have to do. I think it was in a couple of days or whatever. He had nothing to do. He said, and it'll be quicker this way if I just go with you, and then I'll just take the blood sample from there instead of going. I said, okay. So we spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours together. We chit chatted. He multiple times explained to me his actual technical name of his job. But this is the guy.
Matter.
Actually, he wasn't the anesthesiologist. He was the guy that was going to be working the artificial heart and lungs that were going to keep me alive during the surgery.
Oh,
you get artificial heart,
boy.
Oh, I tried to tip him.
Yeah, that's it. A New Yorker. I'm going to tip you.
I did try to tip one of the orderlies, and she was. She wasn't offended, but she said, "Oh no! I'm happy to help." No, she was sweet. She was nice. She was, and I said, "Can I give you, She's no.
You can get fired for that.
Well, look, I'm just trying to be. I want to show my gratitude. I want to show my gratitude.
Typical old New Yorker. Hey, here's something for the family.
Hey, I tipped my the young lady that did my mani-pedi also did a back massage for me. They have this chair you sit on, which I left my shirt on and all that, and it was
so he covers with.
Yeah.
So
but hey, to change.
Hold on a second.
No, I don't want to hold on a minute.
And I tipped her. She did a double.
No, that's a different thing. That's a service industry.
Yeah, I tipped her $60.
Wow.
Oh,
Mr. Moneybags. Hell, I'll do your back rub for $60.
I was gonna say, I'll walk on your back for $60.
Oh shit!
You'd walk on my back for free.
For free. That's for damn certain. Now, here's what I was getting at. Johnny talking about his ACL surgery and everything else. Mr. Shannon, sir.
Yo.
Please tell everybody how you tore your ACL. If I remember this story correctly, please tell us how you did that.
I was playing volleyball in somebody's backyard and stepped in a gopher hole.
I've heard this story.
But the thing is everybody wants to call me a wimp and whatever else. I got up after I did that and went out and back and tried to play some more.
You're the man.
And that's also, I'm a left-handed bowler, and we were in how many bowling leagues together at the time?
Enough.
That's my right leg is my slide leg for bowling. And I tried bowling about 3 or 4 weeks while I still had this. I wrapped the hell out of the thing, but I still kept on trying to bowl. But the problem was with this whole thing, I went to the see my doctor after this, and he looked at it and he said, "There's nothing wrong with your knee. You're just fat."
Every doctor's famous answer.
Nice.
Yeah. So needless to say, when he came in to my room after my surgery, my primary doctor, I had the utmost pleasure of telling him to get the out.
Out. That's it. Here's $1. Call somebody who gives.
Hey, look, when I was a kid, they put me in my doctor put me in the hospital for 5 days for pneumonia. Turns out I had a double ear infection. By the way, that was to stay when I had the last rites too, that we talked about last.
Okay.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, on that note, we just gave you the warm up for Just Killing Time. We'll continue that here in the second hour. You're listening to the Taxi Stand Hour on Radio TFI.
Yes, dear. Yes, I'm listening. Oh, I heard every word you said, honey. Yes. Yes, dear. Oh, I agree. You're right. Yeah, you're always right, baby. Yes, dear.
You've found Just Killing Time with John and Ed.
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
On Radio TFI. Join the conversation. You can reach the guys at 754-800-CHAT. 754-800-2428. If you are watching live, the comment section is open. From a payphone, call collect.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
No, Smokey, don't.
Oh, come on, one donut.
I haven't got enough. I can't afford it. I just baked 28 of these things.
Well.
I mean, after all, there's 7 officers I got to feed. And I got just enough to give them, 13 apiece. You
The
take
what?
13 apiece.
13 apiece?
Yeah, if you take...
7 officers?
Yeah.
Each gets 13. You've only got 28.
That's right. I got 28 donuts and 7 13, and I got to give them to them.
7 13s are 28?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's got to be right.
7 times 4 is 28, not 7 times 13.
I mean, that...
It's John Shannon.
I'm sorry about that. I was actually in the studio and actually paying attention to the bit, but
yeah, you were.
I had myself muted because I didn't want to make any noise. There you go. That's how that ended. Anyways, welcome back here. Now we're just killing time on the Taxi Stand Hour on Radio TFI and on the streaming Radio TFI streaming network. Once again, from the ShaladaMakesMeLaugh.com studio in St. Paul, Minnesota, I'm John Shannon. And over there to my left, it is, who the hell's breathing heavy in here?
I don't even want to know.
You hear that? There's somebody. Oh my God. Anyways, in the Radio TFI Executive Tower in Queens, New York, it is the one and only Ed Van Ness. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, kids and kittens. We trust you've had a fine and fantastic week. Thanks for joining us for hour 2 here, just killing time on the big 50,000 watt
blowtorch
that we call Radio TFI. Now, the lovely and talented Bill Fancher is not present. We don't know where he is. His screen is blacked out. He's supposed to be here. And oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, from now I got to do a whole thing here. From our new favorite broadcast partner, the one, the only, Mrs. Fancher.
That would be Barbara.
I was getting there. Good morning, Barbara. How are you today?
That's fine.
This is a pleasure. That's
thank you.
all I can say.
Oh my goodness.
You and I have never actually spoken.
I know.
I've listened to you talk in the background. You've heard me, but we've never actually spoken directly.
I know. I got a question. I got a question for you.
Did Bill feed you this question?
Oh, hell no. Oh,
Okay.
no.
Give her the buzzer.
No. She gets a pass on that one.
Okay. Do you, other than Mr. Shannon, who realizes how far into Texas that Wichita Falls is?
I do.
Okay. So you realize that I'm nowhere near the heart.
And with that, we're going to go back to a two-man booth. It's thanks for playing our game, Barbara.
Not a problem. Just
for the sake of the show, all of Texas is deep in the heart of Texas.
Okay.
Okay.
Even claim it in El Paso. So.
Yeah. Even in Brownsville, you're deep in the heart of Texas.
I'll let you go with that one.
Okay. See you later. Thanks for joining us.
Christy,
John, you just sit there and be nice.
See? Finally, someone that understands.
I know where you live, mostly.
Ooh.
Realistically, Barbara, how much of a chance do you think that really has of happening?
Really?
Really?
Really? Hey, let's see. August is coming up.
Yeah, every year, right about this time.
Yeah. So, he's wishful thinking over there.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
I know. Anyway, hi, John.
Hi, Barbara.
How are you?
I'm just Ducky. Just doing this.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Well,
Barbara, because you may not always get a chance to hear this, I'm going to and you are deep in the heart of Texas. This is one that you can go skipping down the road with.
Ted Cruz, go fuck yourself.
Ooh, don't bleep it, and it's spot on.
That's John Boehner. That's actually John Boehner talking about Ted Cruz.
Hey, and we'll expound on that another time.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids and kittens, the lovely, the talented.
Later.
Bye now. This has been a and back to black. We'll figure out Bill's thing here momentarily. See, this is why I keep this
killed my security personnel. She killed my security personnel, had an AR-26 and took them out. Mass shooting in my own house.
Never mind. Never mind.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, a proper introduction is needed for 1974's runner-up in Miss Septic Tank, Bill Fancher.
I wasn't a runner-up on that one.
Really?
I was only third place on that one. My shit wasn't good enough. Sorry.
That's okay. It's in keeping with the...
Yes, so I'll take that one. Little shocking there, was that?
That was a bit of a surprise.
That's nice.
She and I had never spoken directly before.
No.
So that was very pleasant. She's a very pleasant woman.
God damn it, she fooled somebody else now.
Well, I am for one. I am smitten.
Uh-oh.
I am smitten.
Hell.
Well, I could always find you a ticket to Kauffman Stadium for
I got a $500 credit on JetBlue.
Well, yeah, there you go.
You know, he told me this and told me that I would be welcome if I wanted to use it. There's only one problem. JetBlue doesn't come to Minneapolis.
Doesn't come to Minneapolis.
No, I looked
Yeah,
it up.
so, hey, John, you're free to use it whenever you want. Yeah, go ahead. I'm such a nice guy.
Wait a second. I didn't say I was going to give it to him.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's it. He knew JetBlue didn't come to Minneapolis, so that's why the offer was there.
Anyway.
You're a good man. You're a good man, and I don't care what they say about you.
A good man, Charlie Brown.
Resin.
Reckon. Anyway.
What do you say we give us some music here? We actually got a few birthdays this week. All right, we got them all across the streaming humanity today. And yes, I know I jumped the gun a little bit on that. Sorry. All right, starting with today, Blake Shelton turns 47 years old.
Far out.
Now, hold on. Blake Shelton's had himself a year. He finished up his 23rd season as a coach on The Voice. Well, I guess last year before. He married Gwen Stefani. I mean, that in and of himself puts him right up there in the Man Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I'm actually a little confused by that marriage, but what the hell? I'm
incredibly confused by it.
I think a lot of people are very confused, including Blake Shelton.
Exactly.
It raised his stock a little bit. Let's just put it this way.
No question about it.
He definitely was out of his league.
Oh, yeah. And also, today, Sir Paul McCartney is 81 years old.
My. And they're about to release a new song with John Lennon's voice.
Yes, isn't it amazing? They were going to. I was wondering how long it was going to take for this to happen. Now Elvis will start coming out with new music, and the Doors will have new stuff. And
Elvis has nothing to do with AI. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
No intelligence, artificial or otherwise. Monday, tomorrow. Speaking of another Englishman here, Boris Johnson turns 59 years old.
How old is his hair?
Yeah, well, his hair has been perpetually frightened for about the past 20 years.
Pretty much. Paula Abdul turns 61 years old.
No, she is forever 21 and no taller than 5
feet. As a Lakers girl.
As a Laker. Straight up now, tell me.
Tell you what.
Oh, John, you're such a knothead cat.
Ed's straight up over there, so be careful.
Yeah. All right. Also, Dirk Nowitzki turns 45 years old.
Oh, yay, Dirk.
Wasn't he a player in the NBA for the
Dallas Mavericks?
Yep.
Exactly. Ann Wilson, famously of Heart, turns 73.
No. Absolutely. Wait a minute. Which one was Ann the singer or?
Yeah, Ann was the dark-haired one.
Right.
She's the one that went at one point and then kind of back down a little.
You can look at this screen and see, it happens.
Yes, it does. Look at the tree of us.
Exactly. Normally, you can put 6 or 8 people on this screen, but
as it is, we barely get headshots in here.
And we're just going to leave it right there. We're going to leave it. It fell on the ground. We're going to just walk right around
because can't any one of us bend over to pick it up.
Well, there's that, but it does none of us any good.
No, it does.
Let it rest.
Also, now we're on to Tuesday, where Nicole Kidman turns 56 years old.
Mm-hmm. I can take her or leave her. I liked her in the Batman movie, but then again, it was Val Kilmer, so everybody else looked good by comparison.
The worstest Batman on the planet.
Yeah, I don't know. Clooney gave him a run for his money. Clooney fully accepts responsibility for killing the franchise. Give him that much.
Also, John Goodman turns 71.
See how much weight he lost?
Oh my God.
He is definitely half the man he used to be.
No question about it. No question about it.
Also, Beach Boy Brian Wilson turned 81 years old.
You know, before you said his age, I was going to say they've all got to be in their 80s now. You know, they'll start falling off the surfboard, if you know what I mean.
Pretty soon.
We had a Beach Boys concert here in town a couple of years ago, and we're all walking in, and I'm like, I looked around. I said, "My God, is it an AARP convention?"
You didn't have a Beach Boys concert. You had one or two Beach Boys.
Well, it was advertised as the Beach Boys. I think Mike Love was the only one there.
Yeah, and then John Stamos playing drums or something like that. Yeah, that's your Beach Boys.
Let's see. Wednesday, Chris Pratt turns 44 years old.
But that guy has just rocketed from being on The Office. He's in a couple of major franchises, Jurassic Park, the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, the guy's just, he's done well for himself.
The Magnificent Seven.
That's not a franchise, but...
Yeah.
We're not going to go over his whole filmography here, but... Sorry, John. Go ahead.
Also, Prince William turns 41.
And his hair is still 27.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Thursday, Meryl Streep turns 74. Cyndi Lauper turns 70.
No.
That is seriously wrong.
No. Her and her skin condition, no.
I was going to say, because girls just want to have fun.
And they don't want to itch and scratch all day.
No, that's it. With Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah, there you go. Also, Carson Daly turns 50.
TRL Live, baby.
That's it. Moving to Friday, where Kurt Warner turns 52 years old.
Now, Kurt Warner, the best part of his story about, he was stocking shelves in a grocery store. Then he went to play the arena football. The team he went to play with, the Iowa Barnstormers.
Mm-hmm.
I love their helmets with the logo of the goggles on the helmet. Like the old Flyers used to have. Oh, I love those helmets. I love them.
Have you ever watched arena football?
I have.
Yes, we had a franchise here in town for a couple of years. I had season tickets. I loved the crap out of it. It was fun as hell.
I never went to one live. We had a team down in South Florida. We had the Miami Hooters. Yes, owned by Hooters. And then they moved to Palm Beach, and I never did get the opportunity to go see a game live. I would have liked to.
Oh, it's fun as hell.
There was a team in Minnesota for a short period of time, too.
Wasn't it the Fighting Loons or something, Johnny? I can't remember.
The Fighting Pike.
That's right. That's right. I went to one of their games one time.
The Minnesota Fighting Pike?
Fighting Pike.
I tried up there. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I enjoyed the hell out of the game, the live game. But I tell you something, it was the game I went to. I forgot who they were playing, but they had this guy that had to have been about 6'8" or 6'9", about 300 and some pounds. And this team just kept handing him the ball. Just handing him the ball. He'd blow right through the line. Oh, but he was doing it consistently. He'd gain a chunk of 7, 8, 9 yards every time.
The Minnesota Fighting Pike. I like that.
Yep.
Yes.
It
But-
was good.
By the way, Fort Lauderdale High School, the name of their team nicknames, the Flying L's, which I just tickles me to no end. The Fort Lauderdale Flying L's.
The Flying L.
Flying L's. Moving on.
Okay.
All right. Also, Friday, Elizabeth Warren turned 74.
Pocahontas?
Pocahontas, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, there's a small town outside of Dallas, a suburb called Flower Mound.
Yes.
Their high school is the Fighting Farmers.
Oh, there's a bunch of those goofy ass names in this state.
Yeah.
So
I remember seeing, I was there. I was in Flower Mound. I was staying in Flower Mound. And I
for
saw.
what reason?
Oh, that's another story for another time.
Exactly.
You find yourself in Flower Mound. Things have gone progressively wrong.
Yes, they have.
Go ahead, John.
And actually, last but not least, we come to Saturday, where Randy Jackson turns 67 years old.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
And by the way, Ed, do you realize just how popular high school football is in Texas?
I know. It is crazy.
Dude, it's a freaking religion.
Yeah. But before we go into that, I saw Bill's eyes pop. Do you like the new graphics, Bill?
I are impressed.
Okay. I know John couldn't.
All the
could
little
care less.
dancing dudes with
We
the hats
thought-
and even got a cake and
Yeah.
balloons.
Well, we had the balloons last week.
I know, but I love balloons.
But we, so we thought we'd change it up a little bit. And John doesn't care, though.
No, he doesn't. He's not a party guy.
I put all this work in.
I'm
John.
definitely a party guy. Hey,
John.
my heart's in. My
does
body's into it, but my heart's into it.
Yeah, that's it.
There was something I was going to talk about here in this little
Where are you now?
niche of the woods. Yeah, but now I can't remember what
Well,
the
that's
heck
it.
it was.
Must not have been that damned important.
I have no recollection of
Don't
what
you
I
hate
was.
that? Why am I on this show? What am I doing? What am I doing here?
Who put all this in my room?
That's it.
I have a whole room dedicated to this show.
What's
This
that?
is-
What the hell?
What in the wide world of sports is going on?
Well, I tell you, I was going to tell you what helps me with that is if I get a thought come to my mind to say, I have a little notebook or little notepad with me, but somebody confiscated the pen.
That don't help you none.
Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. I was just reminded by my friend Ratty.
Yeah.
Well, this week we watched the Miami Heat get their butt handed to them and lose to the Denver Nuggets. Congratulations to the Nuggets. Had never even made it to the NBA Finals in all the years that they were in the league. The last time they made it to the finals was the last ABA Finals.
I was going to say, I thought they were an ABA champion.
No, they weren't a champion.
No, they weren't a
lost
champion.
to the
They made it to the finals. I
They
think they
lost
lost
to
to
the
the Nets that year, didn't they?
I was just literally saying that. Now, can you name the 4 teams that came over from the ABA?
Yeah. You
Go
got
ahead.
Denver, of course, San Antonio, the Indiana Spurs, and the New York Nets.
Who are the Indiana Spurs?
Indiana Spurs, the Indiana Pacers,
Yes, and now
and
it's
the
the
San
Brooklyn
Antonio
Nets.
Spurs. Yeah.
It's the Brooklyn Nets. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, well, they were the New York Nets at the time.
Yeah, and they were all. Then they became the New Jersey Nets, and
Mhm.
and also, I mean, I watched that whole series because I got nothing better to do. I had nothing better to do,
I guess.
and I got to tell you what, this I don't watch basketball a lot, but I watched this Djokovic. This
Guy's a monster.
Not only is he a monster, he has the softest touch. I mean, the first couple of games I watched, he just didn't miss. It didn't matter how far out he was or how close he was. And he just, and not afraid to pass. He's very generous with the pass and a fantastic passer. He was making passes that, physically should not have been possible. And so, congrats to the Nuggets.
Yeah, a lot of these European players are becoming a lot better.
Yeah, and then of course the next night I watched the Florida Panthers take on the Vegas Golden Knights.
Kniggets.
Who?
The Kniggets.
Kniggets?
You don't watch Monty Python, do you?
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Come back a second time, you silly English Knigget.
I'll cut you with my kniffy.
That's it.
So the Panthers go into Vegas. They're down 3-1. And they've been playing well. Their star player was out for reasons they never said. Just wasn't available for the game. Kachuk.
God bless you.
The first period, it was pretty close. Second period, it started to get away from them, and I think the final score was like 8 or 9 to 2 or 3.
What'd they do? Empty their net through the last?
One of the goals was an empty netter. Which gave the one guy on the Golden Knights gave him a hat trick for the night, which I thought was a cheap. He had 2 legit goals, and I don't know, he's getting the empty netter for the hat trick. It's something, but no, and I think 2 games before they had beaten the Panthers like 7-2. And one of those,
that's an ass whooping in a hockey game.
That's a beating. That's a beating. One of those goals was an empty netter as one, but I mean, don't get me wrong. Vegas played. Man, I was watching them. They got a great team. When the owner got the team, then they showed an interview with them. Oh, I think it'll take us 7 years. You know what? 6 years.
First year, didn't he? Though.
Well, no. First year they went to the finals.
Yeah, okay.
But it took them 6 years to win.
Going
to the Stanley Cup Finals is fine, but now the Panthers have been there twice, and they've won 1 game. They got swept by Colorado the first time back in '96, back when this guy made his debut.
Okay,
and
we're going to stop right there with teams that have not won championships. Moving on to the next topic, please.
I'm finishing up here. I'm wrapping up.
No, you're not. You're done.
Ooh.
You see, I know what he's upset about. I know what he's upset about.
Ooh.
That certain team,
damn right.
That certain team that's been to the dance 4 times and left every time with egg on their face.
Talking about the Vikings?
Yeah, so I said let's not bring it up.
Really? 4 times they've been to the Super Bowl.
Shut up and move along.
Yes,
see, I wasn't going to mention the Vikings at all. I wasn't getting there.
Here's your bar bet for that. Have they been to how many Super Bowls?
4.
Okay. They haven't won any, right?
All right.
Okay. They still have an NFL championship.
Yeah.
Okay.
That first year it was still NFL versus
1969. They still got the flag that says 1969 NFL champions.
And that's great for them.
Yeah. So,
but they
moving along, John.
They can't beat an AFL team.
Cue the band. Cue the band.
Wow. You're going to be something when football season rolls around, ain't you? I'm going to have to make a note of this. Remember, this year during football season, the Dolphins and the Hoosier-Magagis there, we have very similar opponents. We play the same AFC division this year. And, wow. Okay. All right,
Cue
John.
the music.
That's up to you. Don't give that cue. That's not your cue to give.
Boy, he's feeling kind of ballsy today, isn't he?
I got them Twitter blue balls.
Yeah. And then there's always this.
Yeah, well, You be careful. You
You
turn
the
me off. Like you'll never know who's going to be sitting here when you come back on.
That's a fair point. That is a
Yeah,
fair
it's gonna be
point. Come on, Chuck.
That's it. It's going to be Freddie sitting here next week with the headphones on.
Give me the word, John.
Cue the music.
Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present the Battle of the One-Hit Wonders. Here's your match official, John Shannon.
All right, let's get into it here right away. This is from 1976, the Sanford try that again. The Sanford Townsend Band.
Oops.
Huh?
Excuse me, Ed. You're fired.
Oh, I have one moment. Vamp for a second, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Because
no. We're enjoying the moment of retribution, I should say.
I know where you go to.
Thank you.
I knew when you came home last night. 'Cause your eyes had a mist from the smoke of a distant fire. Lord, I was stoned. Should have seen it come a long time ago. When I realized the reality gave me a roll.
All right, and now
hold on just a second, John. Have you noticed how the name of that song is Smoke from a Distant Fire, but yet they never say smoke from a distant fire? It's smoke of a distant fire.
Really?
Yeah. If you get a chance, listen to it again.
We'll send the crack investigative team out to...
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make sure that Ed is still breathing properly. So
Please, I have my own issues here.
Oh, okay.
All right. Then also we got from 1982, Larry Elgart and his Manhattan Swing Orchestra. We're reaching, folks. We are reaching.
La 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 la.
Oh boy. All right, and here's your returning champion from 1976. This is Thin Lizzy.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that had been away haven't changed, had much to say. But man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. Boys are back in town, boys are back in town. I said, boys are back in town.
All right, there we go. The returning champion from 1976. The boys are back in town. All right, let's not keep the listening public
No, let's not do that.
Let's not wait another second.
Let us not wait another second. Here is your winner with 66% of the vote. From 1976, it's Thin Lizzy.
Just got back today. Them wild-eyed boys that had been away haven't changed, had much to say. But man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town, boys are back in town, boys are back in town. You know that chick that used to dance a lot? Every night she'd be on the floor shaking what she'd got. Man, when I tell you she was cool, she was red hot. I mean, she was steaming. And that time over at Johnny's place, well, this chick got up and she slapped Johnny's face. Man, we just fell about the place. If that chick don't want to know, forget her. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. 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 Spread the word around. Yes, who's back in town? You spread the word around. Friday night they'll be dressed to kill down at Dino's Bar and Grill. The drink will flow and blood will spill. And if the boys want to fight, you better let them. That jukebox in the corner blasting out my favorite song. The nights are getting warmer, it won't be long. Won't be long till summer comes. Now that the boys are here again. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. Spread the word around. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. Boys are back. In town again. Been hanging down at Dino's. Back in town again.
All right, there is your returning champion, 7-time returning champion, Thin Lizzy. The boys are, I guess the boy, it actually shouldn't be the boys are back in town. The boys are still here, gentlemen.
That's because Ed and I just been throwing crap at the wall and hoping something would stick.
I see that tradition has continued here.
Yes, it has. You wait till next week. I have got one in the chamber, locked and loaded, that is going to end all this nonsense.
Well, all I got to do is put on it when I submit the tweet and whatnot that it was who it was submitted by. And
yeah, I know you chicken, you know what, and that's all it takes.
All right. To tell you the truth, I actually don't know who submitted songs.
How long? How long are we going to go with letting him know that he's muted?
Numbers, please.
Welcome back, Ed.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, numbers, please. All right.
Oh, yes.
Boys are back in town. Actually, kind of rocked the polls here, if you will, this week. 75% Twitter, 60% Facebook, for a total of 66%. Larry Elgart and his Manhattan Swing Orchestra.
Hooked on classics, man. Hooked on classics.
Oh, it's hooked on something.
It definitely is. 25%. 25% on Twitter. Drew the big goose egg on Facebook.
Oh, well, I know what's coming up for whatever the hell you had. I know on Twitter, you and I are going to make an omelet together here, Bill.
Yes, we are.
11% for total vote there. 11% of the total vote. Sanford Townsend with Smoke from a Distant Fire. 0, another goose egg on Twitter. It laid the Twitter bird, that's for sure.
They gave Twitter the bird.
Oh, yeah.
40% on Facebook.
See, how is this even possible?
Because they hate you on Twitter.
Okay, they hate me on Twitter. My Facebook folks hate the hell out of Ed. So we have no chance of beating Johnny anymore.
You know, this is the perfect example of the third party. And this is why let Trump, just suck things away.
We're just sucking the air out of the room.
We may have to join forces.
I'm not saying Thin Lizzy isn't a good song, but it's been kind of marshmallowed here a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Also, hey, you managed to get 22% of the total vote.
Yay.
I'm proud of you. I am damn proud of you guys.
Oh, you just wait till the one I give you for next week. Like I said, it's going to end this. It's going to end the segment.
I actually think my choice this week has a chance, but let's go with Bill's first.
Yeah, let's do that.
Again, I'm going to guess that this is Bill's. This is from 1973. Mike Oldfield. All right, and here is your other challenger here. It is from 1963. What a year.
Oh, good God.
Hey,
Here we go.
Next week he's coming up with something from 1947. So
Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to say.
Before we do the next one, I want to talk about this one for a second.
Oh, do you now?
I do now.
Any good Catholic ought to know this song.
Well, John, do you know where this song is from? Where you know it from?
The Exorcist.
That is correct. Now, that's all I had known before yesterday when I looked it up. First off, that's not even the whole song.
Good Lord.
It's like the whole side of an album.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Oldfield plays about 4,000 instruments and plays just about everything on this particular piece. There may be one or two things that he's not playing. And just holy smokes, I was just blown away by what I read about it. And obviously this was not meant for The Exorcist. They found
it wasn't. They found it, and it was perfect for it.
And it was perfect for it. So let me tell you what, while it may not have been a massive hit, not exactly one that the kids were dancing to at the malt shop.
No.
It is a fascinating tune. It is just, that's when you put those headphones on and you
ingest the creepy crawlies.
You ingest your favorite beverage and just kind of let it. This is what you want to listen to when you're going under at the dentist office.
Exactly.
That's what you want. Anyway, I just, again, just what I read about it and the list of instruments the man plays. And this, it's a fabulous piece of work. It's not going to win anything, but
oh no, I knew it wouldn't. It was just worth tossing it out there,
and it's worth talking about. So anyway, John, you continue on with the next with your new champion.
And here is you wish. Here is your other challenger. Just the also ran here. This is the Chantays from 1963.
Who?
All right, there you go. From 1963. You know, it's funny because when I first was doing this and I was looking at these song choices, and I had no idea who either one of these.
I knew you wouldn't.
No, I had no idea who these were. The songs, I instantaneously remembered them when I heard them.
Very similar songs, though, weren't they, Ed? I mean, there was a lot of similarities there.
Honestly, Bill, I'm a little. I feel. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Tarnished. I feel my territory has been moved in upon.
Oh, well.
The instrumental thing.
I figured if I was going to throw one in there, I wanted to really throw one in.
Well, you did, Bell. No, there's no. You could hear the sound of the tubular bells hitting the sidewalk as they as it hit.
Down.
I think this is the week that we see an upset.
It could happen. It could happen.
But I'm very curious.
But I'm pretty certain next week we'll dethrone Thin Lizzy. I'm damn certain. Because this song, I promise you, the song for next week will end this segment. We won't do any more.
Really? Wow. Bill's really taking charge here this week, although he has no authority to do so.
Ready to do so. I just go in my bathroom and see the boxes I got.
Oh.
Anyway.
He's starting to. You have to realize that Bill is such a South Park fan right now. He's taking on the role of Cartman. You will respect my authority.
Authority!
Now we haven't heard Cartman in quite some time.
Step out of the car, please. Step out of the car, please.
Let's see, how much time do we have here? Oh, we got, almost 6 minutes here yet.
Yeah, we got
almost.
We got 4 minutes.
4 whole minutes. So
I'm gonna say this too on the song for next week, dog. All of you are gonna go. And then the minute you hear it, you're gonna go, "Oh yeah!"
You better run it by me first because
dude, I don't know how I hadn't thought of this one long before now.
Because what's going to happen is we're going to find a technicality here.
And I've already searched.
Okay.
Believe me, because when I heard it, I went, "Oh, come on, that has to be."
Okay, don't make me pull my.
Bill, how long is your list?
It's got about 8 pages now, but I'm running thin on some. I've fired all the good bullets and wasted them on things like Spirit in the Sky.
John, how about you? What's your list look like? You don't have no list.
I don't.
Well, you just pull them out of your ass each week.
Easy.
Oh, Lord.
Breathe.
Maybe that's what I should do.
He hasn't had to pull one out in 2 months.
Yeah, I know. So then he pulls one out that I had on my list and scratched off 3 times because I thought for certain that it was not a one-hit wonder.
And yet we managed to find 2 songs with the same title.
Yes, that was even more impressive.
That were both one-hit wonders.
Go figure.
I was going for name recognition on that one. I was just. I'm not going to lie about that. It's a good tune, and I love that tune, but I was trying to weasel my way in there. There's no question about it. Because I have tasted success. I have tasted long-term success.
Taste this.
Taste the rainbow. Oh, can't we talk about rainbows and pride stuff? Oh. I think
overtime.
That just gave me an idea. I think next week, we may have some pride insignia. I'm going to try to cook up some graphic. Any objections?
John,
Absolutely not.
Let's go to New York or Los Angeles or wherever the hell it is and get that writers' strike settled so Ed can go back to work. He's got him and Sticks got too much time on their hands.
That's a nice reference. I like that.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
What was his name? Dennis
Dennis DeYoung.
DeYoung. I was getting there. Mr. Roboto. Mr. Roboto.
Oh my goodness, my goodness.
As we peter out of steam here, just as we're coming into the station.
Before he peters out, I still got to rag on Johnny for my Friday songs list and comes
Best
up with one.
now.
Yeah, he comes up with the answer after we've basically given everything but the friggin' chorus for the song. Then he recognizes it.
You know,
Your mother still sucks in hell.
I can't be perfect every week. What can I say?
Well, you weren't last week, so there you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that gong means it's time to get our asses out of here. So we're going to get our asses out of here. So thanks for tuning in. For Bill Fancher, Ed Van Ness, I'm John Shannon, and I got the money.
See ya!
Yes, dear. Yes, I'm listening. Oh, I heard every word you said, honey. Yes. Yes, dear. Oh, I agree. You're right. Yeah, you're always right, baby. Yes, dear.